Okay, Michael, can you tell us about waking up on the other side?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. That's a very good question. Thank you. Waking up on the other side is what happens when you're dreaming and you actually wake up in the dream on the other side. It's like, for example, when you're in a dream, you virtually feel like a lot of times most people are at the mercy of what's happening to them in the dream. Whereas when you actually have a certain amount of consciousness and you wake up on the other side, this is called lucid dreaming. You're awake and then you can take control of the dream. Dream Dreamography or dream are very important. They're connected to the soul, and what happens is it communicates in what's called a universal language, and which is called symbolism. So a lot of things that happen in the dream seem quite surreal. However, they're actually messages that your soul's telling you about what's happened or what environment that you're in. So if you're having a situation when you're confronting something in the dream, it could be a monster or self, or you'll see a serpent or something like that. It's actually showing you the symbology of what's actually taking place in your life or has taken place in your life. That's why it's really important not to go to sleep with an argument, because you've got that churning kind of energy. It's not good. It'll make the dream a lot more worse. But waking up on the other side is it's not an uncommon practice. Most of the yogis and many of the adepts and that have been doing it all their life. And when you're on the other side, you can do anything in the dream. What actually takes place? We're actually in this space time here where I'm talking. You have space and time. Now, space isn't just full of nothing, and time isn't just a mental construct. Okay, those two principles are important. Time and space are connected, and this is how the real magic happens then when you know this. Okay, that's how craft such as advanced extraterrestrial craft get in and out of places. They don't use fossil fuels. They go through what are called warps or warps in time, or they know how to program a stargate or even a wormhole. They'll know when it'll appear at a certain time, whereas the average person has no idea. They're clueless to that sort of thing, so they can move through that. So understanding the dream levels, the higher vibration of the dreams, more chance you'll be awake. So the next time you're dreaming, you place a command just before you go to sleep and go into the dream state. I will wake up in my dreams. Now, this might take a while, but once you get it, you get it. You wake up and you actually think, oh my God, I'm awake here, but it's different. It's a different world. It can be almost the same as this world, but when you actually move in the dream, and you turn, you come back, it's changed. Whereas when you're actually moving through a corridor or something, you're not walking through space. You're actually walking through time. So what you're actually doing, and where is this other side? The other side doesn't actually exist in this 3D. It exists in a 4D, four-dimensional, or through the time space. 4 dimensions is time. It's like having this Earth moving through space and time, like on a spiral over the 365 days of the year, etc. It's moving through there. So what actually happens is you're actually moving in and out. And if you want to go to the future, it's all about direction too, because north, south, east, and west, and up and down still are relevant in the dream state. And this is actually like in your own soul, okay, that exists in another higher frequency that you can't see outside this realm, as it were. It's beyond our visible light spectrum that we don't see it. Whereas when you're on the other side, you can be walking around through time, like we walk around here through space. Same. It's a paradox, but that's what happens when you start talking about 4 dimensions and 5 dimensions, because even if you can have up to say 11 dimensions, some of it just like crumple down right in front of your face, but you don't know. They just unfold it, and it's another dimension. It's like another time space. You won't see it. You won't notice it. That's why there were certain places around the world were very, very valuable or very vital to some of the great masters, or why there were certain battles that people actually wanted these areas, because with these ley lines connected or run over, they created like what's called a time vortex, or a time storm, like the Bermuda Triangle. I'd like to speak a lot more about it, and there's quite a few of them on the planet. There's also the Devil's Triangle of the South China Sea, and there's one in the Arctic and Antarctic as well. But this isn't just like speculation, it's actually real. I mean, the Becker-Hagens maps that were made in the 70s actually show a lot of those places where there's powerful vortexes and time energy loops. But they're different to actually in your dream. But in the dream, you're actually waking up on the other side, and you're waking up in another time space. That's what you're doing. You're accessing the time code. It doesn't exist in another solar system, but you could say it does because it's like a parallel reality, okay? Like a parallel reality. Thank you.